The current paradigm that dominates society is that to do, be, or achieve anything meaningful, it's going to inevitably be a struggle. And while there's certainly going to be obstacles on the path, I want you to begin to question this paradigm. What if it didn't have to be difficult? What if your most purposeful existence could be easy? What if you could flow? See, I once bought into this myth, this idea that it's got to be a grind. And I was also what I now look back and call a hamster on the wheel. Fiercely working away, trying to get somewhere, and not seeing nearly as good of results as I would have liked to. When I first started my brand and business, Together We Ascend, I was doing all kinds of research on different business topics such as digital marketing, social media marketing. And as I was doing so, I would come across information from experts and influencers that would describe all the things you had to be doing. You have to have a podcast and a YouTube channel. And make sure you're posting on Instagram twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And of course, every post has to have exactly 30 hashtags, which you researched before to make sure they were the best ones to get you the most amount of traction. As for your calendar, each minute has to be accounted for and planned ahead of time, because if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to be a slave to your own schedule. This, my friends, is a real screenshot of what my calendar used to look like week by week just about a year ago. If you'd asked me back then if building my business and living my purpose was a difficult and tiring path, well, I probably would have been too busy or tired to answer you. But then something interesting happened, and it happened when I let go, when I loosened the grip and I took the pressure off. To be honest, looking back, I'm not exactly even sure what triggered all this, but there reached a distinct point in my journey where I kind of just stopped trying so hard. I stopped striving for perfection in everything I was doing and in the content I was creating. I stopped trying to plan out every single detail ahead of time. At this time, I remember I started this thing where I would just pull out my phone and record a quick video to share whatever it is I was thinking at the time. And without even looking at the recording, I would post it. In contrast, the videos I was posting prior to this would take me hours on end of work researching the best type of content to post on YouTube to get the most traction, planning out everything I was going to say, and taking more takes recording than I was proud of just to get it perfectly right. I didn't know it at the time, but starting to take these spontaneous, raw, and unedited videos was about to change everything for me. I soon started to realize that the enjoyment that I was getting from taking and sharing these videos was far greater than anything I was getting from what I was doing before. I was having a lot better of a time not caring about the lesser details and small imperfections. I was just getting my message out there and having fun doing so. And I wasn't putting any pressure on myself. In fact, I didn't even really know what I would talk about when I was hitting record. I kind of just flowed with it, and what came out just felt so effortless because I wasn't trying to make anything happen in particular. Instead, I was just enjoying the moment I was in that moment of creating and expressing. I was flowing. Now you might be wondering, what could this really do for me? What could one really get out of just creating and doing without being so fixated on getting somewhere, on some destination, on some outcome? Well, let me tell you what came from it for me. Abundance, fulfillment, and purpose. Because to my surprise, at this time, my business and my purpose got activated to new heights. More people started coming to me looking for guidance and with interest in what I was doing and offering. And I started finding more clients than I had ever before. Here I was, working what felt like much less and with a lot less pressure being placed on myself, and I was being rewarded for it. And when I say rewarded, I want you to know that I mean inside and out. From my perspective, the greatest reward in all of this was how much more satisfying, fulfilling, and effortless everything was starting to feel. I was enjoying the work I was doing more than ever before, and it wasn't even feeling like work. Back then, I hadn't yet realized what to make of what was happening, though I did know something was working, so I kept going. And today, I now exactly understand what it was that I first began to activate in these days. And time again, my experiences backs up what I've learned. These were the first experiences of my flow state. The flow state is a state of consciousness in which one becomes so present with where they are and what they are doing that a profound type of experience unfolds. We become one with the moments and with what we're doing, and the sense of self dissolves. This shift is an extremely powerful one. In our flow state, we are coming into harmony with our most natural and true state of being, a state in which we feel free, connected, present, and energized. With this, with the mind and the ego out of the way, it's as though we are allowing of ourselves to be taken for a ride of and by Spirit, wherever Spirit wishes for us to be. And we are allowing of ourselves to be what feels most natural and free. This is all of the same thing. This is why I like to say that when we are in our flow, we become channels of divine inspiration and creative potential. And here's what you need to know about your flow state. It's in your flow state that you are in alignment with serving your higher purpose. You see, being in your flow is the means by which you allow for your truest and your highest nature to emerge and be expressed through you, because your true self and your higher self are one. And in this expression of self, in your flow, you're also an expression of your divine higher purpose. Your flow state is of your activated state, and the activation of it is the activation of your higher purpose. And know that this goes beyond just what you're doing on the surface. More importantly even, is the energy that you put out into this world when you're in this state. This is why whenever I find myself coming back into my flow, everything just starts to work out for me. And this is not an exaggeration by any means. After coming to first learn about the state, I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about it and learning about it. And so I'm always doing my best to bring awareness to this sense of flow. And so I also always know whether I'm in the flow or I'm not, because there does come times when I fall out of it. And like I said, time and time again, my experience has been that when I come back to flowing in my purpose, not only does this feel so much more effortless, fulfilling, and free, but it's also when I see the best and most rewarding results in my physical reality, in my purpose, and with my business. This is the power of being in alignment with your flow, with your activated state, and your higher purpose. This is what you need to know about your flow states.